Welcome to another episode of the Butcher's Bible podcast. I'm your host, Luke, and with me, as always, is Ant.
Hello.
We're just two guys spreading the good word of the meat industry.
One episode at a time, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
How's it going?
yeah, good, man. It's always nice to see you.
And you.
You know, I get fired up, every time you're like, all right, what are we going to do? We're going to do a podcast, and what are we going to do about it? You know, we kind of roughly put an idea together, don't we? Because it naturally just kind of comes to us in a stupid way. But it's just always nice to see you. It's always nice to see you, man. It's
I think we should let people in that we were supposed to start recording at 9, and it is nearly 20 past 10 right now.
Yeah, that's it. That's what happens when you shit talk.
We've been wasting all of this good content for the last hour, near hour and a half, and we've only just started recording.
Yeah, of course. But we got a bit of work done in between it, you know.
We have.
We got
good.
some big news coming up a bit later as well. But we'll announce that in a few more episodes when it happens. Which is really exciting. Yeah, very fired up. And also, if everyone's noticed as well, I got rid of the condom on my mic. No, it's just.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked quite. You could damage yourself on that.
Yeah, right. And just make sure just don't use any teeth.
Nah.
Does look a bit aggressive though when you look at it.
Mine's look at this. Whoa.
It's like ET's like finger, and it's just got like an extra ball on the end, doesn't it?
Ouch.
Fucking hell.
Right.
There we go. And this is what the episode is going to be like, ladies and gentlemen.
And we've run out of things to talk about, so we're just fucking bullshitting.
No, that's bullshit.
So, how's things? How's your day?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. The week's kind of gearing up as well, coming towards the weekend, getting all the catering stuff and whatnot. But when you deal with a catering line, a lot of people they send you the dumbest shit. Like you see, they I don't know. It's really hard to explain because if you don't know the catering well, but chefs just seem to think that you can fucking know what they're talking about.
I think it's
your mind reader.
It's the same comment as, have you got any more out the back?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly perfect. But everyone who works with me when like I'm working with in those restaurant industries, they just say the dumbest shit. It's just like, can I have like 20 kilos of flat pointed brisket? And you're like,
no.
What are you talking about? What are you going to do with that? Oh, we're going to braise them. And I was like, why don't you just I'll give you 3 whole briskets. Nah, I don't want to be dealing with the thick end. And I'm like, huh?
The point is the thick end.
Yeah. Yeah, but now we want the tail for the pie because we're going to braise it for 20 hours. I'm going, that probably is just going to shred. It's just going to fall apart. It doesn't make any sense what you're saying. They're like, can you do it or not? I was like, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah, but just go back to the comment of butchers and chefs aren't friends.
100% yes. But it's really difficult not to say you're such a dickhead.
I know. But they say the same thing about us, mate. I'm afraid to say.
I doubt it. They'd be like, my best mate, Ant, over at Craft Meats. He's my best mate. You know, anything he says, he's amazing. And I'll say it. You know, and you just kind of like looking at the emails or the texts that you get. You're just like, I can't give you 40 kilos of bavette. Like,
just straight away. Yeah, I've just got it lying around.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But like, bavette's in my top 10 of like items that sell, like skirt and bavette and all that does.
But they don't know, or I think generally people don't know how much bavette you would get from a whole carcass.
Exactly. It's different. Like,
they're just straight up saying, you're asking them, how much bavette would you like? And they just say, all of it. I'll have all of it, thanks.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. That's about 1.5 kilos of product.
Yeah.
20 pounds later. No, but it's really funny because they just do those flash sales, don't they? They'll be like, oh, we're going to make like a Guinness pie, with the local wild mushrooms and all this and that. We need 40 kilos of bavette steak. And then you're like, or the brisket flats or whatever. You're just like, no, mate, like, this makes any sense. Give you 3 whole briskets. Yeah. That's like the gripe of my day, but then the rest is like, I got nice customers that come in. How are you? How's the baby? How's your wife? Yeah, good. I'll show them photos and we'll talk and we'll gas bag, whatnot. Yeah. And when they leave, I'll go right back to the stupidity. Oh, Booking, that's fine. But yeah, what I think.
It's not been too bad actually. It's been quite a crisp, efficient week. It's, we got all the work done fairly efficiently, and been no emails or calls back. So I'm assuming no news is good news.
It's always the best news, isn't it, when it comes to stuff like
that? Thursday today we had two bodies of beef, some lambs, venison to cut and pack, and as well as starting to prepare our own stuff for the market. It's been quite a quiet sort of, no, not quiet. It's been a non-eventful week. It's been one of those ones where you're a bit sort of, you're wanting something crazy to happen just for the thrill of it.
Oh, right. Someone threw a firecracker in the works, yeah?
Yeah, like a fridge breakdown or something. You're like, come on, give me something.
You put yourself out in that bad juju, and everyone who's listening is just like, this dumb motherfucker.
No, don't. Well, I'm not trying to manifest it. I'm just saying.
You put it out in the ethos now, and you just fucking jinxed yourself, dickhead.
I haven't had my fingers crossed. My arms crossed.
My arms are crossed. Yeah, that's okay. Nice.
I think that what you were saying is you going to your customers, talking to them. It really breaks up the day.
Yes. Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing that I miss, because in the unit that I'm in, there's no clock, there's no window. So in the depths of winter, you go in and you go in when it's dark, and then you're in somewhere with no windows.
Yeah.
You probably come outside for a quick breather and a coffee.
Yeah.
And then you go back in, and then you come outside and it's dark again.
That would give me like lots of anxiety.
It's weird. It's like a casino. They're just trying to keep you in there because we don't see what the time is.
I've never been to a casino. Fun fact, I don't even gamble. Yeah.
Do you not?
No.
You want to bet on that?
No, I'm all right, mate. I won anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just a funny place to be. I keep on. Every time I see a clock, I'm like, I need a clock.
Yeah, I'll buy a clock. Oh, I'll give you one.
Zero phones.
I'll give you a craft meats one. I got one at work.
Are you actually?
Oh yeah. I'll give you one.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sick. Sponsored.
And they're sponsored. It's ad sponsored button.
Like, this butcher is sponsored by Craft Meat Dorset.
Yeah. What the fuck? This is Kent.
I know. It's a funny one. It's I have no sort of like breakup of the day, so I could be working. I'm like, how long have I been working for? And it'd be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like solid, like without even moving my feet. I know this, but
do you like set an alarm, or do you kind of just like have a routine where you kind of break it up then? Like, to go, all right, I need to take 5 or 10, have a coffee, have a breathe up. Or
I think so. There's times when myself and Dan, we both really just fucking razz it out and really try and get through the work as quick as possible. But there's some days where you don't realize how long you've been working for. I'm sure some people can agree.
Yeah.
That you're like, Jesus Christ, it's been an hour. I was supposed to call that person back after 20 minutes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I quite missed the annoyance of customers,
Yeah. I'm such a social person. Like, everyone who steps into my bubble of work, I'm just like, oh, yeah. Kind of,
I hadn't noticed.
No, of course, men are the people.
Yeah.
No, it's just nice. Like, regardless if I'm behind work or whatever, I don't really care. I'm just like, if there's a customer in front of me, I'll give them 20 minutes. I don't care.
They pay the bills, man.
Yeah, I don't care, honestly. And they're like, the chefs will be screaming at me, oh, you're supposed to be here 2 hours ago. I'm like, and?
Well,
like, I got customers, I've got other responsibilities. Like, yes, I understand that you did place this order, but yeah, there is there is a priority when owning a shop and being the face of the shop and doing other bits and pieces, But my days do tend to go pretty fast, just on the January, February, March season, which is the end of the game season's coming up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You selling much venison at the moment?
Yeah, quite a bit. Well, I did at the beginning. So it was Seeker season or venison season, like, in August, September-ish. And it kind of picked up from there. But I sold, probably at one stage, I was probably selling about 6-7 bodies. That Seeker mixed with a bit of muttjack or whatever.
Wait, 6 to 7 bodies, what, a week?
Yeah, maybe 10 days max. But then I'll just be throwing in another 6 or 5 bodies anyway. Because it's just easier if they're too fresh, the body's just sloppy. I like to,
I know.
Needs to dry out,
But that's a wild amount. No pun intended.
People love it, but the thing is, I'll do the pinwheels, I'll do venison pinwheels, I'll do venison and red wine sausages or venison and juniper berry sausages. I'll make sausage rolls, and then I'll save literally two sets of like haunches, and I'll roll those up and with rosemary and everything, and then I'll just do the loin fillet and all the bones. I'll just put into a big tub and then get the apprentice to break all the bones down, vacuum pack them, and then sell them at a $5 for a pack. And then people are like, "You got any bones for your dog? Or you got any beef mince? For my dog?" And then I'll just sell it off that way. But if that sausage didn't sell for the week, I'll be cheeky, mince it, put it into like a sausage roll, and then sell the sausage rolls at £2-3 or whatever. People will be like, "Oh, I love venison," or "Oh, venison is like real 50-50 where I am." It's either they either love it or it's too strong. But then it comes under the age-old question as well: have you tried it? And then like 5 out of 10 people are like, "No," or "Yeah, I just didn't like it."
Yeah, I think if it's in something like a sausage or a burger, that's what people know how to cook that shit. But if you're giving it to them in a loin or I don't know, something like as you say, like a rolled stuffed leg, they'll go, "Oh," but it's a bit of an entry, sort of like a gateway product.
Yeah,
with the sausage and the burgers,
Yeah, sausage and burgers, but the people are just so funny in England, aren't they? Burgers are only for summer, like turkey is for Christmas, and lamb is only for Easter. It's just like regimen. I'm just like, you're depriving yourself of good meat. We've said it before. You're depriving yourself of good meat. It's so fucking annoying. So, but if you just do those array of different sausages, if I do have like a really nice fatty one as well.
Yeah. You put pork fat in your venison sausages or burgers?
No, so I was pretty blessed this year that we had some really fatty like Seeker. So very, very blessed. So they had like a real nice like coverage, at least like a pinky fat, like just all the way across. Especially
I love that so much when you get a real good chunky venison, not one of them like flaccid, lean bullshit that some people get. The ones that have like their shoulders blown out, and you're like, what the hell happened to this? When you get a good headshot venison, mate, it's spot on.
Yeah, definitely.
The world's your oyster at that point as a butcher. You're thinking there's so many things I could make out of this. But
yeah, 100%. Even like when we get the muttjack, or like, they're so small, they're like greyhounds, aren't they? I'll bone that out completely whole, and then I'll stuff and roll that, and then I'll put like pancetta or something around it, or like bacon or whatever, and I'll cut it into like actual like joints.
Yeah,
I'll stack them up like so they're like in a row, and then I'll just sell them at like £6 each or something.
Yeah, I used to sell them quite a lot. The rolled venison loins. We used to just get roe deer or red deer where we were in Sussex at the time, and rolled loins with a nice bit of twine around the outside, with and bacon, some streaky bacon, smoked or unsmoked, whatever you want. Really like nicely laid out. The loin rolled up inside of it. Bit of rosemary on the top for a bit of presentation. Couple of pics for Instagram. Then you're on your way, mate. And then they'd sell off the block. You wouldn't even have a chance to put them in the counter.
Yeah,
people would be like, "That looks fucking brilliant.
Can you vacuum pack that one, and I'll take those two," or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. Sure. Would they freeze? They sure would.
The age-old question: can I freeze this? Yes, 100%.
Do you ever get people coming in saying, if you offer them something frozen, they would say, "I'd like it fresh to freeze it myself." Hey, Anne.
Yes, Lee.
Spring's coming, and our friends over at Was Sauce Hut are having an exclusive offer for all your cooking needs. When you use code BB15, that's BB15, and get 15% off all purchases.
From gift cards to family and single pack sauces, they range from Luke's favorite apple bourbon sauce to Anne's mango, all the way through to their award-winning Crack and Fury rum-infused hot sauce. Woo! Yeah. Start stacking your shelves and get ready for summer, and most importantly, save yourself some money with the code BB15. Now, let's get back to the podcast. Yeah, actually, I've had it a few times where we would do bones and like packs of stuff and whatnot, freeze ready so that they can take them and then, go off and do that, but I've had it a few times, but yeah. It's a really silly question because I've already done the hard work for you. All you have to do is just pay for it, carry it home, and then I'm pretty sure you're asking, but you've got room in your freezer to do that.
Yeah, or it's been frozen for like a day, and it doesn't really matter. We sell quite a few meat boxes, but we sell them frozen, and they're kind of like whatever we have in the freezer. We'll put together I don't know, £25, £50 box.
Yeah.
Or if they want like a beef, lamb, or pork box, that sort of thing. But often people have asked in the past before they realised that we were selling them frozen, if they could have it fresh because they wanted to freeze it themselves in the freezer. Obviously, you wouldn't freeze it anywhere else.
Yeah, but it might be like, if you let's just say you got a lamb box, for instance, and you got that lamb box, and you get a whole like lamb loin, and you got like 6 Barnsley chops out of those. People want them bagged into twos. Do you do that, or is that to request, or is it just all the Barnsley chops together and then you got the whole leg?
No, it'd be like two or four as standard.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's when they ask for that, they want to guarantee the freshness, because they don't know how how long it's been frozen for. You could have a year-long frozen use by on it, but it could have been
6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So they just want to guarantee the freshness. I think that's what it is.
That's mental, though. Imagine just having lamb sitting around for 6 months. Like, that's not possible. That'd kill me. Be like, I'm saving that lamb for one day in the freezer. I'm putting it on a rainy day.
I know. Every so often, I'd look at the lamb shoulders in the freezer. I'm like, I'm gonna have one of them on the weekend.
Yeah,
and I forget every single time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I end up having toast. I'm like,
yeah.
I swear that was something I should have remembered.
So the only thing in my freezer, because I set a challenge for myself, like it lasted over a year not to get a freezer. I did pretty well.
Nice. I don't have a freezer now.
And
I have one at work. But
you got one at work, but like at home, no. But at home I do. Like that's full of like sauces and like Wagyu and shit like that I bought myself. Just put that on a rainy day. But like at work, I really set a challenge where I was like, I don't want a fucking freezer. I can't be dicking around with that because things just get lost in translation there and everything. But then
it's just dead money, isn't it?
It is dead money. And then I just stack them up with the dog bones and they sell. And then like I got like a basket in there of like offal and that like tongue and things I just couldn't get rid of, like tongue and that. And now I'm like, I fucking paid for that. But then I was thinking the other day of doing like just like it was called like a caveman sausage where I did like beef marrow, like lean beef mince, and liver, heart, and tongue. And call it the caveman sausage.
Nice. We did something like that before, and it was called the ancestral burger.
Nice. See, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just add too much liver, too much heart, and a bit of beef. It was so rich. They're sold all right, but they weren't my cup of tea.
I bet you those people who ate those was super healthy.
Yeah. They were the sort of people who like would buy slabs of liver anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But I'm just not going to tell anyone this. Yeah.
Yeah. The caveman burger is a good name though as well.
Thanks, man.
Caveman.
Caveman sausages, or like, ancestral burger was pretty cool. That's a good name. But like,
I have to say, I didn't make that up. That name.
didn't you? Well, fuck you then. Don't want to hear
No.
it.
No. So if anyone asked, I was like, yeah, of course.
No. Look at me.
Yeah. So you saw a lot of game. Any game birds?
Quite a fair few, actually. Yeah. So a lot of
Pheasants, partridge, and all that shit.
yeah. So your pheasant's just a staple where I am, but it's really it's really odd as well. Like, people they go, oh, if I buy the whole pheasant, do I have to take the legs? And I was like, you don't have to, but I'm still going to charge you £6.
It's like this big.
Yeah. I just don't like the legs. I just don't like the legs, you know. And obviously, I get it because there is the tendon that's the hard bit in there. That's a bit of annoyance to try and get around, you know, and try and eat. But you know,
Well, yeah, but it's part and parcel of what it is. Surely,
yeah. But people like I've had those requests, and then I'm like, well, got a build up of like pheasant legs. What do I do with this? And then you're like, just put them into the venison sausages.
Yeah,
You know, and get that richness into them and whatnot. But yeah, with like pigeon, guinea fowl, when it can get a rabbit, rabbit's huge. Hare as well. I was getting hare at one stages, and these guys were like nearly 2 kilos. These hares, they were
chunky
huge.
animal.
Yeah, they were chunky. Those were farmed, unfortunately, but the hares were, but the rabbits were wild. Yeah, and squirrel's quite good. Like it's quite common. Where I am.
Yeah. Did you get them in skin or just skin them yourself?
I can't touch it. You remember the old rules? Fur and feather can't be together. Yeah, do you remember that old rule?
Yeah, I kind of recall.
Yeah, fur and feather can't be together. Like especially in a cold room, you know. Yeah, because inside of like the Dorset HACCP that I've got, fur and feather can't be obviously together. So I have to get my venison skinned.
Yeah,
and the and pheasants and partridge and all that has to be feathered as well. But if there were raw products still in the room, it can cause a bit of a mishap. Which there's no fucking evidence because it's a old rule from the 80s or 90s or whatever. Just because hygiene wasn't very key. But if anyone who looks around in my shop, it is crystal clear, sparkling from the legs down everywhere. Fucking place sparkles. Yeah. Even the woman who does my HACCP, who I know very well, she's like, it's just a rule. Just fucking suck it up, man. And I know what you're like. Every time you come in, this is like, have you fucking changed it? Have you doing this and that? I'm gone.
Yeah.
Why do you even bother? You should just call me and be like, she comes in and she's giving us another 5 stars. And she's like, she was there for like 25 minutes to spend an extra 45 talking to me. Because I'm like, just picking on her for like, you got to change these rules and this and that, But she comes in and she's just like, I'm like, next time just call me and it'll be like, if I do make a mistake or whatever, but, she's like, I can't do that. I have to legally be here. I was like,
yeah,
I'm not going to tell you, but I'll tell you something. You got to fucking change some of these rules. And she's still like, it's not with me.
Yeah, no, our HACCP guy, he's a bit like, he's a good guy and he really helped us out. To be like, when we were setting up this, the cutting room, he was like, this is what you need, but I'll come in when you're fully built and then write them out with you.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and the boss and everyone a bit like, looking at him, he was looking at us and we both were like, He said, well, what do you want? What do you want from this? Like from this?
What you make of it is a HACCP.
Yeah. And then I was like, just pass them for things to be easy. Thank you very much. And he was like, I got you. And he comes back with about an inch thick binder I had to read. I was like, this isn't easy. But I stuck it out, flipped through every single one of them pages, and it's all absolutely essential.
Yeah, but it's the girth of that. You're just like, oh,
yeah,
you're gonna make me take the 7 and read it. But no,
it's got to be done that way. Keep you above board. All of that.
So when I built my shop as well, she was just like, she's like, all right, where's all this and that? I was just like, here, it's all online on this app that I bought.
Nice.
And she was just like, oh fuck. Like new shops don't really get 5 stars, especially in the butchery trade.
Yeah.
And she goes, they're very rare. And she goes, this will, I think I had one thing. I had like a hole in the table where I drilled a hole.
Yeah.
Because I wanted a slicer. I drilled a hole into the corner of the table because it like just off to the left was a power cord and I couldn't pull the table across because I got a hand basin there, and then next to the hand basin is where the vacuum packer is. So like just there. So I drilled a hole and it reached, and she goes, "You can't fucking do that." She goes, "You have to get rid of the whole table and replace it and everything." I was like,
And you're there going, "You didn't see anything."
"Yeah, exactly."
Can I slipping her a 20?
Yeah, no, but it was like but there's no sharp edges. There's nothing. She goes, "Yeah, but it's a damaged hole that can carry bacteria." I'm like, "It's fucking metal, Claire. It's metal. Like, what are you talking about?" Yeah, and she's like, "No, it's not going to work." I'm like, "So I'm going to have to I spend 150 pounds or whatever it was on this fucking steel table." And she's just like, "Yeah, basically." And I was like, "You can go fuck yourself." I've been working with her for like 7 years.
Yeah,
it's
funny, isn't it?
6 years. But yeah,
I was quite fortunate that obviously ours was a new build, like pretty much straight out of the box. You know, we were working there probably about 6 weeks before he fully came back with the plan, and he just said, "Yeah, this is it." The EHO came by and just said, "Spot on." You know, it's a brand new unit. You know, there's zero wrong with it. The only thing that was in there that could make a mess was me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was all like brand new, shiny. Still had the barcodes on a lot of it.
Ooh, nice. And the peeling plastic off as well.
Yeah. Oh, don't. We spent hours. I didn't, fortunately enough. My boss and the farm manager spent hours peeling this plastic off of the top of the stainless tables, but it wasn't the ASMR sort of one sheet as it goes. It would just split up.
Yeah.
And these were like 8-foot long stainless tables.
Oh yeah.
And he did about 2 or 3 of them, and there was another 1 or 2 left. And I think he just walked away. Yeah, he was like, "I can't be fucked with this."
It's like the hair basins. They like when I was doing it, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be sexy," and it's just like,
yeah,
you're like, "Oh, okay," just rip it off, and then you're just like, "Ah, fuck it." I left one on. I'll show you. I left
really
one on.
testing the patience of a butcher, aren't they? Which is pretty much 0.
100%.
I may add.
It's even in -20 when it's Christmas as well.
Yeah, 100%. You just blink and someone goes, "Who the fuck was that?"
Yeah, exactly. By the time Christmas rolls around, you're just like, "What happened to the year?"
Yeah. Blink. Can you breathe a little bit quieter, please?
That's what my wife says to me every time.
Every day.
Every day. Just don't breathe. Okay.
Yeah. Do you mind not what? Just don't.
It's enough out of you today.
Yeah.
What? I've just woken up. Nah. That's
yeah. Well, you go, "Morning." Just shh. That's enough.
Oh man.
We've got a Japanese water deer in today.
What kind of size?
It's quite a small thing. I think I've never actually butchered one before. I had this stalker come in, and he's trying to get the I don't know how many breeds. I think it's like the 7 or 9 wild breeds in the UK, like this year.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of muntjacs. He's got a roe deer, and then he came to me this week. It was like, shot me a text, and he said, "Hey, do you mind if I drop a couple of deer off this week?" I was like, "Yeah, fine." You know, he came with one. The muntjac apparently was like so small he could do it at home, so I'm not too bothered about that. But he bought this Japanese water deer, which is the ones with the fangs.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which was just wild. He showed me the actual pictures of it after it had been shot, and he's getting the shoulders and the head taxidermied because it's quite a specimen. You know, it's not big. It's not big at all. But
did it still have the head on it?
No, I had it in skinned and everything like that.
I was going to say their eyes are like bloodshot red.
Yeah. The pictures were crazy, and it wasn't big at all. But apparently they don't get very big.
No. But they'll still fucking bite you.
Yeah. I didn't actually realise, as me being totally naive about what's available in our own country, that they were so readily available to shoot, you know?
Yep. Yeah. They're everywhere. You know, since COVID, because obviously the whole entire planet's stopped.
Yeah.
COVID, and you had to keep all those populations quite down. Like they just spread like wildfire. My shooters who are just down the road from where I work, they're just like, you could just walk into Dorchester, anywhere in a field there, and you had a minigun, you could you guys just wouldn't even put a dent in how many they actually are out there.
Yeah, we've got a couple of big old flocks around us, or herds, whatever you want to call them, and no one's doing anything about it. There's like a 30, 40 just on the farm where I work, and we look at them, they're on the drive when I drive in early in the morning. And I was like, can you get the fuck out the way? You know,
shuffle out. Yeah,
you're right. Is that there's so many currently in the UK.
Need a better game processing kind of program, as well as like a import export kind of ordeal really. Like, I don't know why we got so many in the UK, and I just don't know why we're bringing in New Zealand stuff. Like, you go into like Waitrose and whatever else, they're like, oh, New Zealand lamb and New Zealand venison and that. And you're just like, we've got so much of that fucking here. Like, why the fuck are we doing all this?
It's all about the pennies, man. And that's literally where it is, which is the sad truth, in all honesty. You know, and I think the lack of infrastructure. We've got a couple of down by us, let's say, we've got 3 or 4 farmed sort of like, or penned in wild deer farms.
Yeah.
Let's say, and they have to go up to the Midlands because that's the only sort of real game venison abattoir there is.
But venison you could just do yourself.
But it's not necessarily in vast quantities. There's a few people doing it as smallholder, sort of small private personal butcheries. But
yeah,
if you did it on mass supply to, I don't know, Waitrose, as you say, they've got to travel so far, which is like bad for the animal as well, I guess.
Yeah, I also think as well, like, the UK is missing the trick on the custom slaughterhouse, custom slaughters on wheels. You know.
No, I did look at that prior to setting up this.
So did I.
The butcher I'm at now. So it's just the legalities behind it in the UK. It's fucking wild. You've got to. They literally do everything they can
to make you not work.
Right, exactly. Myself and this other guy, we were looking at trailer bases. We were looking at like getting small box lorries and stuff to try and.
I looked at 2 horse trailers.
Yeah,
I looked at 2 horse trailers and just getting a box trailer, and then and then fusing the 2 together and having 1/4 of it as a cold room and then a cutting bench with the mincer and whatnot. Sick. That's what I was thinking. And then it's just like, you look at the regulations and everything as well. It's almost impossible. It's like, unless you want to fork out tens and thousands of pounds and maybe get somewhere, but then you also got the insurances and all the gun licenses and everything as well. You're just like, man, this is not worth it. Might as well.
Why is it it's so difficult? I know America is so vast. Excuse me, and they have like their private, personal sort of slaughter services are
slaughters.
Yeah, they're amazing. You know, some of them are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'm so jealous. There's a couple that I would give my left arm for to go work for them for 6 months.
Mine would be, if you were to do it, mine would be like Jared the Butcher or Matt Christensen over in Australia.
Oh, Mad Dog Matt.
Yeah, Mad Dog Matt.
that bloke when he's freaking drinking
lime
fresh blood.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, the first thing I did one time was check Instagram. Then there was him going cheers and just downing up like almost a good, probably like this sort of mug size, half a pint of fresh blood. And I was just like, oh my God, it's not the first thing I want to see in the morning.
A good start to the day.
I know. There's a couple of boys in America as well, which I'm pretty sort of, just their setup and what they do is pretty cool. You know, you got SoCal Butchery Services over in California.
Yeah, and you got Stacy the Rooster as well. He's doing some great work. And it's like, then you got like a Bearded Butcher as well. You know, he's into all that now.
I think it's just because it's so, they don't necessarily have, it's just so big. That's what it is, isn't it? That's all it is.
every county should at least have like a lot of, like a handful of them, as well as a lot of slaughterhouses and that. But in the UK, we seem to be shutting more slaughterhouses. They just don't want you to eat meat anymore. And that's the agenda. The agenda is like no more meat. Cow farts are like warming up the oceans. It's fucking not. It's the vegan foods and all the factories that they use and the process, all that stuff, and using the machinery in that. Like, there's so many studies out now. Like the dairy industry it's been slaughtered the whole way through. And it's like, back in the day, there was no technology like it is now. Like like they've proven now that the dairy industry is now reversing the effects, and now they're actually in the surplus of like green, and people are still like, dairy industry is the worst. And you're like, how's that cheese going for you? Yeah, good, bruss.
Yeah, love cheese. Love cheese. But I hate cows.
Yeah, the farts, but I want them out. Clog them up. But it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, clog them up. Tell them to shut up. But then also when you think about it, that methane and all those gases go into the ground, and then they go up into like the atmosphere, causing rain and controlling the temperatures, and goes down, goes up, rain, grass grows, cow eats, farts go up,
One big cycle.
It's one big cycle. We're all connected, People just have lost this, and they've gone all delusional about it and just brainwashed into all these bad things. And it's just like,
I know. So the, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't have enough information to warrant an argument from myself, but it's just huge propaganda. That's a lot of what it is.
Yeah.
The scaremongering and propaganda, and people go, what he said.
Yes. Yeah. It's a new wave of like everyone fighting and bickering and not looking at the bigger picture and losing sight of that bigger picture. And, I love the controversy about it, but the 1%ers, that's what they want. They want you fighting over transgender bathrooms. They want you fighting over cow farts. They want you fighting over this and that, because you're just losing the bigger picture, And like everything's spiraling way out of control, like way out of control. People kind of need to sit back and go, I need to take 5.
Well, I think we all need to take 5. I think the world's gone a bit mad, but
in more recent days,
yeah, I think there's so much. I don't know how we got onto this from Muntjac Tears or whatever it was.
It doesn't matter. It's us. Everyone's catching on.
I think that there's an agenda, but people are catching on to it. Recently the Bosch farmers, they rolled out onto their government buildings. This gone weekend.
Yeah,
and hundreds, I think maybe thousands of people were rallying up on that. People are finally understanding the bigger picture and trying to take control.
Yeah, no farms, no food. It's really that simple. And people, like we've said it before, people have just lost that disconnect from the food, from the food culture, and like the evolution of how foods goes around. People just think, it just turns up in a plastic container and tells me how much price is. It's like, it doesn't work like that, You need to kind of take back that control and get back to how things originally were, And we've lost sight, and we've lost sight of it. It's really hard to try and claw it back. And those farmers as well. I think it was in Dublin, might have been Wales, forgive me, but where those thousands of people were in that city hall, weren't they? And there was thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and you're like, that's right, that's really good to see. In France are now, what are they, blocking off highways from Spain or something like that, they with trees.
It's all being kicked up a notch.
Good. Keep them going.
The fucking French, they know how to protest, don't they?
Oh yeah, do you know what? I've been in the UK for 10 years now, and I'm still waiting for the UK to riot. I'm waiting. Many years ago, you used to see the UK be like, don't fucking tread on us, right, and then they start rioting and that. 10 years ago, no riot. Still waiting. There's been protests, don't get me wrong. No riot. Still waiting on riot.
So you weren't here when there was the whole Brixton riots going on? No, that was fucking crazy.
That's what I wanted. That's what I was like, we're going to the UK, let's go riot, baby.
Yeah. I remember those Brixton riots happened, I was like, Nandos, no. No. They're fucking burning Nandos in Brixton. I used to go there quite often because I had a friend who lived just down the road from the train station. Then Nando's was our sort of like go-to of an evening. I was absolutely distraught.
Yeah,
Got bad.
I do love a cheeky Nando's.
I know it's bad. Of all the things that we've said, like it tastes pretty good.
I do.
For fast chicken. I'm not entirely sure it comes from,
Well, it's Red Tractor certified, which means absolutely fuck all.
nothing.
It means absolutely fuck all. If you see Red Tractor on something, there's a little bit of an insight to anyone as well. Like, if you ever see Red Tractor, it doesn't mean fuck all. If your butcher's selling Red Tractor, it means fucking nothing. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't mean a single thing. It's just a label. And then you get stuck.
I think what it means
to raise that
is that Red Tractor means you're doing the bare minimum to pass through a certification.
Yeah, from what I read, like 7 whatever years ago, Red Tractor is like basically that minimum. It's met like the legal requirements. They have a fence. They got a feeding program. Meh.
Mm-hmm.
Meh. Yeah. So it means fuck all. So, and those chickens are Red Tractor certified. So when you're eating that, you're like, this is so delicious, but it's so bad for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't really eat much processed food though. Like, not really.
I try not to. Yeah, pretty much. Trying to buy as best quality as I can.
Yeah. It's also trying to cut out the bread as well. The bread's the biggest one for me.
I've got half a cheese sandwich sitting right here. Okay, I can't be munching on that whilst we're talking, can I?
No, I know. You just turned up with like a wedge of like just cheese, red Leicester cheese, didn't you? Just running through the middle. I was just like, you can't eat that during this podcast because you'll be chewing on it for a week.
It's thicker than the slices of bread.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's disgusting, and I love it.
So good.
Yeah, but
it's organic. It's organic.
For the bread,
the bread and the cheese and the butter.
Nice. You're proud of yourself.
I am. Can you sense how smart I am right now?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you see my new reel? You see my new reel?
Have you seen my new sandwich?
you see the sandwich I made?
Yeah. Look, here you are. There's a nice organic sandwich right here.
So much cheese, man.
It's so much cheese.
God.
I remember I was in a rush because you were like sending the link now, and I was like, oh shit.
You could have just messaged back and be like, making a sandwich, and it'd be like, understandable. I feel it.
I can't. I'm too self-conscious to say that.
Ow. But that's just weird. Let's not talk about your sandwich anymore. Fucking hell, we got there quick.
Hey, that's fine. Everyone loves a sandwich. Whoever doesn't like a sandwich is a psychopath.
Well, that's a good question.
Because it's like
you can sandwich or wraps. What's your number one?
Well, don't say that because wraps are pretty fucking good.
I know. That's a good 50-50
I love a Greek pizza.
Well, it was like the chicken wings versus the thighs that we put into the group chat. That we put in.
Who won that? I think Wings won that, didn't they?
You won by one.
By one vote.
One vote. You literally won by one vote on that. It was bullshit.
Victory tastes delicious.
It tastes lagery.
It tastes drinking lager out of a cup, so I don't look like an alcoholic.
If everyone who sees that, that's his beer mug.
Yeah, no, because in a previous episode, it was Earl Grey tea.
Yes, it was, yeah. And then we just gave up on tea and coffee. Beer just was better. Beer was the choice.
Get on the beers, mate.
Yeah, get on the beers, bruss.
Get on the beers.
Sinking titties.
Sinking.
Yeah, sinking titties.
Sinking. I thought you were talking about like seeker tinnies. Well, going back to the old Venison, the muntjacs are the ones with the scent glands on their fucking eyes, aren't they?
Yes.
They're so small.
Yep, they're like greyhounds.
It's the weirdest thing.
Mm. They are very odd. They're a very odd creation. And then you go on to the other spectrum of the red Scottish deer. And those guys are majestic beasts.
Yeah. Muntjacs are an invasive species, aren't
they? They're not even native to the UK anyway.
No.
They're not even native to it. And same with like the Chinese water and the Scottish red as well. Sika seems to be the most versatile, that there is, and it's like quite worldwide. There's a few like whitetail, Seekers and like other types, but there's similarities between them, are just here or there, really. And you can spend hours talking about the similarities to the comparisons to them all.
Yeah. What's your biggest seller of venison, like product, either value added or otherwise?
It's got to be the pinwheels. You do like 5 kilos of pinwheels, just gone in a weekend. And then people come in as like, you have any pinwheels? And you're just like, I told you there were 2 for $6, and look now, there's none. They're like, when are you making them again? Well, fuck's sake. Because you got to make the mince, and you don't want a 5 kilo batch at a time as well. It's just quite a bit of work.
Yeah, I'm sure. But that's what's something that's just straight in the oven, right?
Yeah, straight in the oven. But you do like a bit of an egg wash. People don't understand when you say egg wash. They're like, can I just put butter around it? You're like, just do what you want.
Can I just pour milk on it? That work?
Yeah. Some guy goes, oh, oil works all right, but you just got to kind of get it a bit higher. And I was just like, I guess you are eating pastry anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do, as I think you said earlier, about your venison and juniper sausages.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to have a cracking venison juniper burger recipe, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
They sold like freaking wildfire.
Nice.
You can make enough of them. Have them in the freezer through the summer months, and people actually liked a lot of them, as well as getting beef burgers as well.
I tell you what's a really good like sausage recipe as well is venison. If you got a really nice lean venison, and let's just say you did 4 kilos of venison, and then you did 1 kilo of pork fat.
Yeah.
Fresh thyme, salt, pepper, and then you do sun-dried tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bit of apple cider vinegar.
There we go.
Yeah, then it goes really well. But the key is to dice up just in like fairly big chunks as well, the actual sun-dried tomato. Give it a nice blend over.
Nice. Do you soak the sun-dried before you put them in?
See, the ones I've found are always soaked in oil, so I'm always like washing them.
Yeah.
So I'm just constantly washing them because I don't want oil inside of there, because you already got pork fat, you already got all more natural ingredients. So the ones I've found are always in oil.
Yeah, true. We used to buy maybe 3 or 4 kilo sacks from our local like organic supplier of fully dried sun-dried tomatoes. We'd have to soak them for 20 minutes in hot water for them to plump up a bit.
Yeah, no, the ones I've always found are always in the oil. Like you either get like the big kind of tin one, or you get like a big 3.5 or 4 liter kind of, like one is just all oil and you can see it all running around. But when you open it up, you eat like 5 or 6 at a time. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I used to do. Going back to my chestnut and apricot sausages, I was like fisting dried apricots into my mouth. It's so good.
The use of fisting just took me by surprise just then.
Not like it's a measurement though, a fist of. Do you ever get people giving you like weird measurements for stuff?
It just took me by surprise. Just imagine you just fisting some apricots or something. I was like, oh my god,
fisting them into my mouth.
Oh, it got me off.
Go on, clip that one, Keith.
Yeah, that's actually quite good.
Yeah. Do you ever get people being like, or some butchers that you work with, they'll be saying a recipe, and you'll ask how much of this, how much of that, and they'll go a glug, or a pinch. It's one of those, isn't it? Like, how much is a glug? How much is a pour?
Yeah, the units of measurements are fucking wild. You're just like, yeah, about that much, like a quarter of a cup or something. You're just like, how big's a cup? How small's a cup? Like,
yeah, where's the cup?
Where is this cup that you're imagining? Yes, like mine is pretty easy. I like to, I've got mine all written down. So like when the when it's summer, you know, you've got the pork, honey, and blueberries. You've got your Italian stallions that sell all the time. We've got, you know, the maple and chicken sausages and all this and that. They're all written down, all got units of measurement. Everything's pretty laid out flat because, you know, people really do judge butcher shops by their sausage.
That's it. That's what I've been trying to say to my boss, you know.
Yeah.
The sausages makes the world go round. You know, if you get a good sausage market or customer base, you're fucking laughing, man.
Yeah.
It's like people will be coming back, and bacon as well. You get sausages and bacon.
Sausages and bacon.
People will be coming back all the fucking time. You know, a lot of people do just come in, can have a dozen sausages or half a dozen sausages of this, 2 of those, 2 of that.
Yeah.
And more often than not, they'll buy one other thing, like a steak, 2 lamb loin chops. But you get a bunch of them, you're on your way.
Yeah.
And you get a shit sausage.
It ruins your day. It ruins your week.
It does. It really does. You know, I even just the review of some people that saying that it's very good.
It's a bit dry.
It's a bit dry. I've overcooked.
It's not salty enough. Too much salt. Not enough this and that. But when you're trying to do like a gluten-free, honest, just straightforward sausage, it's always hard to try and nail it. But that's why, like, even the units and measurements I've got written down, even then people are like, there's not enough salt in that, or, you know, you need to add in more, you know, maple or whatever. I'm like, have you ever dealt with fucking maple? Have you ever dealt with maple?
I haven't. Personally, no, I haven't.
No, but like you say to someone, you're like, you ever dealt with maple? They're like, oh, no, never. You're just like, that shit is fucking thick.
Yeah.
It's thick.
It is.
It's not runny. Even when you warm the fucking thing up, it's still just like...
I don't know.
You're just like...
I used to have a bacon cure, which was your salt and sugar in X amount of gallons of water, and a couple of jars of molasses.
Oh.
We used to have to boil. We boiled the kettle, put it in a bit of a trivet, a tray sort of thing, like a catering tray. Open the jars, stick them in the hot water so they would warm up, soften,
loosen,
and they would still be so thick, much like your maple.
Oh yeah,
that it was just insanely gloopy. But this is not going well. You get it all over your hands, all over the jar, all over the sides of the sink, and just it was a bad time overall.
Yeah,
good bacon though, very good bacon. But once people caught on to how much sugar there was in this cure, I kind of knocked that on the head pretty quick.
Yeah, because the molasses is what? 80% sugar.
It's straight sugar, 100% sugar.
No wonder the jars are so thick.
Even people come in going, that bacon was amazing. You're like, yeah, because your brain's kicking off, mate. Yeah, all sugar.
I got diabetes now.
yeah. Like the saltiness and the sugar. He goes, apparently there was pork in this bacon. I'm not quite sure. Diabetes.
All right. In this next segment, we sent a story out to everyone to see if they wanted some questions being answered. And Luke,
got them.
What have we got?
So the first, we've got quite a few actually.
Yeah.
We got one that says, "Where do you see butchery going in the future?" And then this symbol. Wow. That's from Butcher Curd.
Oh, nice. Big Henry. Big heights. Big heights.
Huh.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to ramble?
You ramble.
All right. I think personally for the way the butchery is going, I think it's here to stay, but we need more apprentices. We need more light being shed on it. We need more funding. That's for sure. Because like we said, I think it was earlier in this episode, the agenda is for us to eat less meat and to push like some sort of vegetarian option of 3D printed meat and everything as well. I just don't think that's correct.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck are they printing it with, and what chemicals are involved in that? But but the way that it's been dark. The path has been dark, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. But I hope the light is sooner than it is later, in my opinion. And I really do think we do need more funding. We need the backing. We need the farmers to be taken care of. We need to look after our backyard and stop, putting these wars ahead of everything and whatnot. But, that's my honest opinion. I know, like I said. What do you got for me, Luke? Hit me with it.
I think, where do we see butchery going in the future? I think that it is still going to be very much man-powered, because I've seen these clips over the years of these automated butchery services, and it's pretty wild what they can do now on a machine production line.
Yes.
And there might be one in Australia, or it could be in New Zealand.
Could be.
Or it's this lamb production line, which is just totally human free. It's all done by camera scanning and reciprocating knives, which is pretty wild.
That's been crazy.
It is. It really is. And I think that people are here to stay because, sure, you can produce a lot of meat, but who's going to sell it?
Exactly.
There's always going to be that human sort of interaction, I hope. And you got to look after your fellow man. Really sort of champion people, very much as what you say, that there's always going to be a person involved, much such as the farmers.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm trying to say is it won't change to what it is now. I think I was trying to think of something too complicated to say on this, but it won't change from what it is now very much. There won't be much variation. The same way it hasn't changed in the last, 30 years. The skills have got better. It's more efficient, but fundamentally it's very much the same.
Well, if it's not broken, it don't need fixing. It just needs polishing and servicing.
Yeah. And you need the funds. You got butcher shops closing left, right, and center. And you've just got to support your local butcher, support your local meat vendor. In all honesty, and it's a case of spend your money wisely where you'd want it to be reinvested as a consumer, I feel.
Yeah, we've said it more times than enough now, with a handful of episodes in, but people seem to prioritize putting alcohol and processed foods in their body and realizing, fuck, why am I sick or not feeling well? Because you're not investing into yourself or respecting yourself enough. And we all like sinking tins and having a few ciggies here and there and whatever else, but it's just like that stuff's not sustainable for such a long time. Eating meat and supporting your local, keeping the high street alive, doing those.
That's it. Things. And just butchery's here to stay, I believe. As an industry, I believe as a butcher. The butchery is here to stay, and you gotta make it count. Use it or lose it, people. There's a real
amen.
There's a
hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Preach, brother.
Preach, brother. Say it again.
Use it or lose it. Correct.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's happening all over the place. It's evident that this is an issue. You really have to champion your local suppliers and producers. And there's not much more I can say. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. No, that's it. Said it well.
Thank you very much. Okay, here's a question. Here's a question for you, Anne.
Okay.
Do you guys often argue about who's prettier between the two of you? And that's from Bearded Butcher.
Fucking asshole. Nice one, Chris. We just taking a chance, but when it's Luke's turn, I honk him on the dick, and then he does it to me.
It's true. It's very true. You know, we like to hug each other from behind. That's our favorite.
Of course, yeah.
But, yeah,
They're sexy man love. Yeah.
that's it. That was a great question. I genuinely laughed out loud when I read that. It was great.
Yeah. Nice. Trust him.
Here you go. Here's one for you as well. When is the merch coming out? And that's from Francis the Farmer, who's one of my friends who I used to work with back in the old Sussex farm shop days.
Oh.
When's the merch out? What are we saying?
Well, today, do people want merch? Do you think? Like,
I've had a few comments of people asking for t-shirts or hats.
Do you think?
To me personally,
Do you think we probably should do like a pre-sale, or I don't know? Maybe we should find someone first and then do like a pre-sale, perhaps, or some like
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the word out there. Get everyone preaching the good word.
Yeah. Well, let's put it up in the stories and see if people do want a merch line of some sorts, and and I think yeah, why not? Yeah, if people want it, they can have it. Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
If we get it set up for the summer, we can introduce like a summer range perhaps, or something. I don't know, something
Nice.
to take on board. Yeah.
Nice. What sort of things would you like to produce? I know you're a lover of a hat.
I love a hat.
I know that much.
I love a
I
hat.
love a hat as well. Keeps my head warm.
I don't know. Stickers are always a winner. I love stickers. I got a sticker wall at work, haven't I? Of everyone and all the labels and everything I really like and enjoy.
Yeah.
What about badges? What about like
badges? Like the small metal pins.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty good.
I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely t-shirt. We'll bring in, I don't know, like you definitely do what, like a hoodie? You do like...
Yeah, the basics. Get your core things down. T-shirt with a good designer. Who knows? My lino prints, we could use those designs. That'd be pretty cool.
Those lino prints are sick. They would work very well.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think hats. I'm a lover of a trucker hat.
Yep.
And hoodie and t-shirts.
Yeah, okay.
Can't go wrong. We just need to nail those designs. But if you want any merch, let us know. Yeah,
we'll do a pre-sale or like a show of hands or who wants it or something perhaps, and we'll source it out. We'll leave it with us. We'll put something together. We'll find someone and we'll do something.
It's good to know people are asking. I enjoy that.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
Okay. Another question. This is from Chaz Shaw 84. What are your thoughts on people leaving the chain on the ribeye?
That's definitely got to be American, isn't it? That's going to be like an American kind of question.
I think so, because I don't quite know what he means by the chain on the ribeye.
Okay, hang on. So let's do it. So we'll do, this is going to be a side bit, right? So we got bone. Hang on, give me a second. We're going to write this down.
You know how to write?
Well, fucking barely.
I can barely read.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm a butcher.
You can barely eat a sandwich as well without making love to it.
Yeah, I did shove it in my mouth pretty hard.
Okay, so I think this is okay. So,
got you. Is that a snail?
That looks like a snail, doesn't it? It looks like a snail.
For those who are just listening, this is Ant trying to draw a forerib on the bone.
Right.
Yeah. Go on, him.
Let's see. Okay, so ribeye, and then I think that bit that runs across the blade, like the actual rib bone, like the ribs themselves, it runs across.
Yeah.
I think that's what he means by the chain there.
Okay, so sort of like the you have your main rib eye, and then you have that chunk of fat.
Yes, and that runs all the way across the ribs itself, and then you got your rib cap on top, which is almost protecting it.
Right. So
you got your spinacle and all that, and dorset and all that inside. So when you take the cap off, I think that triangle bit where the ribs sit on top, I think that's what he means.
Okay.
Usually you would take if you were doing ribeyes, you'd just take the cap off and then you'd rip that straight off the bone itself if it's dry aged enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You'd have your cap. You'd have the end of the feather blade on top of the blade bone tip cartilage bit, wouldn't you?
Yep.
So this is me going down by layers. And then under that, you would then have another thin layer of meat. I don't know what the name is. Before you get to the main ribeye primal.
Yeah.
But I think seeing as people cook whole ribs as a slice, like a large Cote de Boeuf style, I don't see the downside of leaving the chain on.
It depends as well, like because most of it's just fat anyway, so you get more pennies to the pound.
True. In terms of selling it, yeah, fine.
So in terms of selling it, I would say in Australia, New Zealand, and UK, I would say no one would leave that on. But America, that's maybe Canada, maybe Iceland as well. I think I've seen something.
Right.
But that is just fat, though. It is, isn't it? But if you can be seriously fucked to get underneath that actual like fat layer and go all the way into that seam, right down into the rib, and then cut that off, by all means. But if it's just as easy as taking the cap off and then just ripping the whole ribeye out within 30 seconds.
Wow, you're quick.
I am quick.
Jeez, man, you're super fast.
Oh, there's no mucking around, man. There's no mucking around.
It's good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to take the chain off, take it off. If you can't be fucked, you don't have to.
But if you're doing it for money and you want to get more pennies to the pound, by all means, take your time, cut that out. But I'm not going to sit around and if we're boning out beef, I'm not going to sit around and be cutting that thing out. I'm going to be ripping the whole ribeye out and fat packing it or putting it straight into the window.
Yeah, sure.
The rest will be gone in the mince.
True. Straight up for them burgers.
Fuck yeah.
Right, one last question I'll put on this one. We'll save the rest of the questions till the next episode.
Okay.
Will we be attending the Butcher Wars in Ascot at Sizzle Fest?
And Sizzle Fest.
Or at Sizzle Fest?
So those are two different things, aren't they? So Sizzle Fest is over here in Southampton, and the Butcher Wars Ascot, is that Smoke and Fire they mean, I'm sure?
Yes, that's the one.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I'm happy to announce that I have already got a ticket booked for Smoke and Fire Sizzle Fest.
So I've got Smoke and Fire as well, so we'll be there. We'll be strutting around on the flats, drinking beers.
There's going to be a few people there that we know of already, eh? We've had this conversation.
Yes, I think there's about nearly 100 butchers turning up.
It's going to be a right.
Where are you staying?
I haven't decided that far yet.
That's me as well, because I'm like, we're not going to last. If there's like 80 to 100 of us, there's no way any of us are going to get out alive.
I'm betting on the fact that my girlfriend will be the grown-up and have one drink, and then we'll eat loads of barbecue and then drive home.
Are you relying on the missus to drive, are you?
100%. I've already asked her. I said, if I buy you a ticket, will you be my
plus one?
Be my plus one and my designated driver.
Hang on. Let's be fair.
I love you very much.
But let's be fair for a second. Let's be fair. She comes second to me. Because you're my date for the day.
It's this what it was. You're like, are you going? But I am now.
Why not?
I know.
And Sizzle Fest. Yeah, why not? That's on a sad day as well. Yeah. We're doing both. We'll do both.
As we've discussed in the past, I work Monday to Friday because I'm a fucking jammy motherfucker.
Absolutely. And you can stay at mine as well. So you can drive down. You can stay at mine on the Friday. We can do a We can do a live one together here as well.
Yeah, that'd be wicked. I think at the Smoke and Fire Festival, there's gonna be so many people there. We'll try and get some interviews in, or just some laughs and some content to come up, so people can actually see what it's like.
Actually, I was going to talk to you about it, and I have got a really brilliant idea, and everyone else can wait because we'll announce that a bit later. I'll run it by you and see what you think first. But
I'm excited.
Yeah, you should be. You should be
I don't
fired
know
up.
what it is. I can see that look on your face. And
Yeah.
it's getting me going.
Yeah, I'm fired up for it. I can't wait.
Nice.
But yeah.
No, wicked. Yeah, we're certainly going to go. We're going to talk to as many people as we can.
Make sure to come up. Say good day.
Yeah.
Give us a cuddle.
You're out there. Have a laugh.
Should
be wicked.
It's going to be good, man. I can't wait. In summertime as well. Summertime, the days are longer. It's warmer. No, you're not wearing fucking shoes and jumpers. Getting rid of all of it, and the hay fever. The hay fever is worse. I fucking hate the hay fever.
I mean, I never got hay fever until the last 2 or 3 years, and because I've never had it prior to the last few years, I have no idea how to handle it. I literally just turn inside out, and I'm like, I'm dying.
Yeah, my nose just goes absolutely mental. It just goes mental, and then there's like the streams of the tears coming down. Lucky I don't wear makeup too much.
Yeah.
It made me think of Chris when I said that as well. Bearded butcher.
Yeah. These where says the Butcher Wars. What's your thought on Butcher Wars?
I love it. I think it's been a great contributor to the industry.
Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah, I think it's been a great contributor. I'd say it's been it's brought the community closer. It's brought them closer in a way where it's made it more competitive.
Yeah, we could say that. What do you think of competitive butchery as a whole? I guess
because it's not the fact that people are like trying to outdo each other. It's getting people to get together and bring ideas to doing new things and like new creative, inventive things and displays and just one wild thing after another.
Yeah, I think the displays are pretty sick. And I think what it does by proxy is it makes people work quicker and try and work more efficient and pretty much just up their game.
Yes. Yeah, it really makes people step it up a notch, Yeah. You're just not doing a busy, sad day, are you? This is like 100 busy, sad days in the half an hour to 45 time limit as well. I think this is an absolutely fantastic, it is a good way of putting that, I would say.
I like it. It's like, I've never actually been fortunate enough to attend one, to be honest, but then there's loads going on. There
is, like the Scottish Butcher Wars is great, and then you got the meat stock as well with the Butcher Wars there. Now that they're bringing the Butcher Wars over here for the Smoke and Fire Festival, it's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah,
you got Brett Lord, you got Gary as well from Squealing Pig coming over from Australia. You've got Brick and Brisket and TC Turner as well from America. They're coming over. I think there's a couple of Greeks. I think anyway, and the Icelandic team as well.
Yeah,
it's Scotland as well. Scotland's got Ricky. He's in it as well. I'm not going to pronounce your last name, Bruss. I'm sorry. There's no fucking way I'm getting that right. There's a handful of like really talented heavy hitters who are going to that as well. But like I've stated all the way since the beginning of this, Australia is number one, baby. You got no fucking chance. Yeah.
Do you really think so?
Fuck yeah. Plus, obviously, UK's in that for the Butcher Wars as well.
It's true.
Who'll be representing that team?
Do you know what? I don't actually know.
I'd say I'll go Tyndale.
Do you reckon? Is this for you thinking this for the festival? Yeah.
Yes.
Has it been announced? Who's doing it between them? Between any of the...
No, I think it'll be coming up shortly, and which we will announce on here as well. But I'm going to be putting in my 2 cents. I'm going to say Ben Tyndale, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ellis or maybe Everest, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say them two were paired up last time and they did quite well.
Did very, very well.
Both of those pairings did, but
they just didn't. They weren't good enough though for the Scottish Butcher Wars, were they? Like, sorry guys, but
I know they did crush it.
Try better.
That's it. Do better next time.
Yeah, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
It's just one of those ones. It just cuts deep. That phrase.
I love it. I can't wait to say it to my daughter when she's older.
I think you got some better things to look forward to before then.
Oh yeah, but that's in my top tier. Because my mum used to say it to me.
It's on the bucket list. You've got to pass on that generational trauma. Wasn't this what we were talking about before?
Yes, we've talked about it in previous episodes.
I've always wanted to give the competitive butchery a go.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've never been in the right sort of what is it? Like the
environment.
Right. Yeah, the right environment, the right group of people. I don't know how to get into it. I don't know what to do to get into that sort of remit, that sort of world, I can like it on Instagram as many times as I want, but no one's calling me up, are they?
I'll call you up.
I'll be like, hey, Anne.
Yeah.
On the podcast as well, I'll be like, hey, Anne. You'll be like, I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah, I can see you through the window. Yeah. You haven't even got windows in your fucking place, have you?
I do. I've got massive windows in front of me right here.
Oh, okay.
It's not like I'm living in some mental asylum filled with plants.
I think probably trying to run through and do a VAP kind of section to get prepped for a competition, that could be like a whole episode itself, and like how to prepare for that kind of thing. Because you've done lamb saddles before that are stuffed, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've done any sort of value-added product you can think of. I can do it, but I just the competitive world, I don't know how I would get into that. Into the competitions, do I have to be sponsored? Do you have to be, do you have to know the right people? This could be something that we could ask somebody. We can get one of our guests that we can get on.
Oh yeah, we got some hard hitters coming up as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
very, very fired up. I think that's actually a good question to put as well. I think, yeah. I would say, how would you prepare? But it's also getting in that practice as well and getting your flavor combinations. You also got a scheme and a theme that runs with it. It's got to be color schemed with with what you're doing. So like,
right.
There was ones that were like a Game of Thrones kind of, Ricky and his son did over at the Scottish Butcher Wars. They did like a Game of Thrones one with like all these wild and wacky fun bits and pieces, which won them that trophy. And so they kind of had like a theme, and then they built around that theme.
Yeah.
Right? And like the WBC, okay, take the UK Team GB, for instance, they did the coronation of the Queen. No.
That's true. No, they did, yeah. They had their
coronation of the Queen.
Had old Queenie's face up there.
Yeah. And then so they did, the only thing that they didn't do, which was really odd to me, was coronation chicken. There's nothing coronation chicken on that table.
It didn't, did they?
Nope. But so they had a theme. So they did really good odd bits and pieces like the pineapple and whatnot that was built around. And then the displays and other like products that were flavored and had many aspects and you could think of. But there was no coronation, which was like the staple, which made, the Jubilee and everything. And, when she was crowned queen, that would have been straight on my list, coronation, but what do I know? Anyway.
What do you know? You got Australia, haven't you?
Yeah. So I keep myself.
I was about to say you're rooting for Australia, but that means a totally different thing in Australian, doesn't it?
Rooting, yeah.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, I'll root for you, mate.
Yeah. You're like, thanks.
Cheers. I don't know whether to be disgusted or turned on.
Yeah. It's like, I hope not me, or somebody else.
Yeah, of course. But those are just ideas. So like I think preparing first is like, all right, I got to get a theme down.
Yeah.
Then run on like what my flavor combinations are going to be, but what are going to be my heavy hitters. So like my joints that are rolled and stuffed and work in that color scheme. I think that's probably the easiest way to prepare. But
Yeah.
we can definitely ask some people.
Yeah, I'd just love to know the criteria. Also, like, as well as getting into one of those competitions, but being in the competition, you know, I'm assuming you get like a side of lamb, a side of pork, or a whole lamb, so that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And just to be like, give me a rundown. What's your blueprint of how you go about it?
No, definitely. I think that's a really good question.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking to a couple of people now.
Oh, you got
Try
friends?
I have a friend.
Who is he? I'll kill him.
And it's
Cool.
and then I've got some acquaintances, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily friends, and
Arm length.
yeah, and it's, you know, talking to them, trying to get them on the pod. So I think that their insight into the butchery culinary world would be invaluable to some people,
I think so.
and also a laugh, because
They're fun.
why not try to make it funny?
Oh yeah, of course. This is what we're all about: having a laugh, having a yarn, and spin a bit of home truths at the same time. You know,
Very, very true.
get you fired up for the week. Coming at you every Monday.
Mm.
Get you through those Monday blues, that's for sure. Right.
Yeah.
This has been a great episode.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very good.
Fun. And I hope everyone else did as well.
Mm.
But we covered some pretty cool bits and pieces, didn't we?
I think yeah, we're a bit not necessarily all over the place, but we covered quite a few bases, and
then we got those questions out of the way as well. They were funny.
there was one more.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let me just get it out for you quickly. It was okay. It was quite funny when I read it. It was from Francis, my farmer friend. He's probably absolutely beside himself. I just said his name on the internet.
On the internet.
And he said, here we go. He said, will Luke and Ant be doing an OnlyFans? I mean, if you build it, they will come, right? A wise man once said.
Yeah, yeah, of course. The question is, do we do the OnlyFans together, or do we have our own separate page? Like, what are we saying?
I mean, you know, I hate to say it, but let's let the people decide.
You'll leave it to the people.
You know, are we going to be doing thumb wars together? Or
it's not thumbs are we using?
You're like, what does your thumb look like that?
What does yours look like that anyway?
Yeah. Oh, it was a bad cut. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, no, we'll start an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I say watch the space. Oh, you're more definitive on OnlyFans than you were the merch. So
yeah, right.
Do you
reckon if we did the OnlyFans and then just like, you know, whoever gives us the £1,000 gets a free hat signed by my Willie, and Luke will sign the other one with his butt cheeks or something, you know.
That's it.
You know, stuff like that.
Thank you, Francis, for that question. I appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Francis. That's a good one. Back-to-back double, you know, it's done really well.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Just a way to round off the pod. Brilliant.
Well, I hope everyone had a really good time, and whoever's watching this, thank you so much and listening to it. You know, means a lot. Like and subscribe, guys. Remember, tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell your nan if you need to as well. She probably already knows of us anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
Comes in and buys her pork corsets for Ant.
Yeah, of course. Fucking Doris.
All right, man. Cool. I appreciate you.
I love you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next week. Happy Monday, y'all. Have a great week. Woo!